Freeze. Right there. That shoe you just glanced past without a second thought, that's the one aging your entire outfit. Not your hairstyle, not your foundation shade, not even the dress you spent an hour picking out. That shoe. Hi, gorgeous, it's Jennifer. And today I'm doing something a little different. I'm not just listing 6 footwear mistakes, I'm ranking them worst to best from the sneaky little slip up at number 6. All the way to the one mistake at number 1 that once you fix it changes everything about how put together you look every single day, in every single outfit. Here's my promise to you. Stick with me through all 6, because the swap at number 1 is the one styling insiders don't talk about publicly. It's the difference between an outfit that looks fine and an outfit that looks times expensive. And I guarantee at least one of these is sitting in your closet right now disguised as your safe pair. Quick thing before we start as we go through this list, drop the number of the mistake you are most guilty of in the comments. I read every single one, and honestly, seeing which mistake hits home for the most women helps me plan exactly what to cover next. So keep that comment section open. Now, you might be wondering why I'm even talking about shoes specifically. Out of everything in an outfit, the blazer, the color palette, the accessories, why are shoes the thing worth an entire video? Here's why. Shoes are the one piece almost nobody consciously styles. We think carefully about our tops, our jackets, even our jewelry. But shoes? Most of us grab whatever's comfortable out of habit without ever questioning whether that habit is quietly working against everything else we put together. That's exactly the blind spot we're fixing today. Let's rank these. Number 6, the heavy sole trap. We're starting at the bottom of the list. But don't mistake least severe for not important. This one's foundational, literally. Chunky lug soles, platform sneakers, the thick, aggressive tread bottoms that felt fresh and edgy a few seasons back. Here's the truth nobody at the shoe store tells you. What read as of the moment in 2022 reads as dated in 2026. Fashion moved forward. Silhouettes got sleeker. And a lot of our closets simply didn't get the memo. Think about it this way. Runway and street style trends for 2026 have been leaning hard into what designers are calling quiet precision, clean lines, minimal bulk, nothing shouting for attention. Chunky soles are the exact opposite of that philosophy. They're loud in a season that's rewarding quiet. That's not a coincidence, and it's not going away next month either. This is a genuine shift in silhouette, not a fleeting micro trend. But here's what actually surprised me when I started researching this. It's not only visual. Bottom-heavy footwear creates something stylists call visual drag. It literally pulls your whole silhouette downward and can throw off your natural gait over time. Your shoes are quietly changing how you walk. Let that sink in for a second. The fix isn't sacrificing comfort. I'd never ask you to do that. Swap aggressive treads for lightweight, streamlined soles. Still cushioned, still supportive, but slim in profile. Your leg line stays long, your walk stays effortless, and the outfit above it instantly reads 10 years younger. Quick gut check. Pause the video right now and glance at your everyday sneakers. Chunky sole? That's mistake number 6, confirmed. And here's something I hear constantly in my comments. But Jennifer, chunky soles are supposed to be more comfortable, aren't they? More cushion means more support. I used to believe that too until a podiatrist friend explained it to me over coffee. More cushion isn't the same as better support. A thick, rigid sole can actually restrict the natural roll of your foot as you walk, forcing your ankles and knees to compensate. A streamlined, flexible sole often supports your gictually times better, not worse, even though it looks lighter. It's one of those counterintuitive truths the shoe industry doesn't exactly advertise. Keep that in mind because we're about to climb the list, and each mistake gets a little more surprising. Number 5, the wrong toe shape. Be honest with me, how many square toe shoes do you currently own? I'm not judging, I had 4 pairs at one point. But here's the detail almost nobody explains to you. Rigid square toes and their equally guilty cousin, the ultra-round bubble toe, are 2 of the most reliable visual signals of an older fashion era. It's not that the shoe is old. It's that the shape times is frozen in time. Here's where it gets genuinely interesting, though there's real visual science behind this. The almond toe with its slight elegant taper creates one continuous line that elongates your entire leg. Square and round toes stop that line abruptly like a period at the end of a sentence. Almond toes let the sentence keep flowing. Now, I already know what some of you are thinking. Jennifer, narrower shoes sound like a nightmare for my feet. Normally, I'd agree. But this is exactly why material matters as much as shape. Soft, high-quality leathers move and flex times with your foot, letting you wear a narrower silhouette without a single pinch point. A quick way to test this in-store, press your thumb firmly into the leather near the toe box. If it feels stiff and barely gives, that shoe is going to fight your foot all day, no matter how flattering the shape looks on the shelf. If it flexes easily and springs back, that's the kind of leather that'll actually taper comfortably around your foot instead of forcing your foot into a rigid mold. This single swap heavy square to soft almond might be the fastest visual facelift you can give an entire outfit. Here's a fun way to test it yourself. Next time you're getting dressed, stand in front of a full-length mirror and look at your outfit from a distance, not up close. Square and bubble toes tend to draw the eye downward and stop it there, almost like your outfit has a full stop right at your ankle. An almond toe does the opposite. It keeps your eye moving in one smooth line all the way up. Same trousers, same top, completely different visual effect just from the front of your shoe. And speaking of things hiding in plain sight, the next mistake is the one almost every woman over 50 is quietly making, thinking it's the time-safe times choice. It's not. Keep watching. Number 4, flat pancake-style shoes. Confession time. For years, I thought completely flat pancake-style shoes were my safest option. No heel, no fuss, totally comfortable. Right? Wrong. And this is the one that surprises people most. Completely flat shoes with zero structure provide zero arch support. None. Your foot slaps down on a hard surface all day, and that lack of support doesn't just hurt by hour 6, it visually flattens your entire stance. No lift, no polish, nothing elevating your silhouette. It's the shoe equivalent of a shapeless outfit you're hoping will read as effortless. It won't. It reads as tired. There's also a posture piece to this that most people never connect back to their shoes. When there's zero structure underneath you, your body naturally compensates by rounding slightly forward through the shoulders to manage the impact of each step. Over the course of a full day, that small compensation adds up, and it's part of why, by evening, flat shoes can leave you feeling not just foot tired, but generally slouched and depleted. A shoe with even a little built-in support keeps your posture naturally upright, which reads as confidence before you've said a single word. So, what actually works? This next solution is the one I get asked about constantly, the hidden wedge loafer. Subtle height, real arch support, and all the sharp polish of a loafer, but nobody can see the wedge doing the work underneath. Streamlined, intentional. Your feet feel like they're floating through errands instead of dragging through them. And here's the insider tip most women don't know about yet. For 2026, custom 3D printed insoles are having a real moment, and they slide right into these sleek silhouettes. Orthopedic level support, zero clinical medical shoe look. Nobody has to know your shoes are secretly doing double duty as foot therapy. They'll just think you look incredible. I'll be honest, I resisted this swap longer than I should have. I kept telling myself flats were practical, even as my feet ached by 3 p.m. most days. It wasn't until a friend of mine, someone who walks miles through the city daily for work, switched to a hidden wedge style that I actually paid attention. She didn't say a word about it. I just noticed she looked taller, sharper, somehow more put together, and it took me a solid minute of staring at her shoes to realize why. That's the kind of change we're talking about here. Subtle, but impossible to unsee once you notice it. We've covered the shapes. We've covered the structure. But mistake number 3 has nothing to do with silhouette at all. It's about what's happening on the surface. This one is sneaky. Don't skip it. Number 3, dull, distressed finishes. This is the mistake hiding in plain sight in shoes you probably wear all the time. It's not the shape. It's not the sole. It's the time's finish. Matte, distressed leathers that worn-in, weathered texture can unintentionally age an outfit in a way that's almost impossible to spot until someone points it out. That dull, flat surface absorbs light instead of reflecting it, which makes the whole shoe look tired, even brand new. Compare that to a subtle satin or polished finish which catches the light and instantly reads as fresh and current. This is the mistake I get the most pushback on, honestly, because distressed leather was marketed for years as rustic or effortlessly cool, and it can be on the right person, in the right context, but there's a difference between an intentionally rugged boot on a hiking trail and a dull, flat finish shoe paired with a tailored outfit. The mismatch between a polished ensemble and a lifeless shoe finish is exactly what creates that subtle, hard to name aging effect. Here's a simple test. Next time you're in natural light, look down at your shoes. Do they catch a little shine or do they just sit there flat and dull? That single detail is quietly doing a lot of talking about your outfit before you even open your mouth. The fix is refreshingly simple. You don't need an entirely new shoe wardrobe, just an awareness of finish when you shop. Polished leather, subtle satin, soft sheen, small upgrade, disproportionate payoff. Here's a practical tip for when you're actually shopping, whether online or in store. Tilt the shoe under the light before you buy it. If the surface stays flat and absorbs the light no matter the angle, that's a matte, distressed finish. Put it back. If you catch even a soft, subtle sheen as you tilt it, that's your polished or satin finish, doing exactly what it should. It takes 3 seconds and it will save you from another closet regret. All right, we are now inside the top 2, and this is where the mistakes stop being about the shoe itself and start being about something almost nobody in the fashion space is talking about openly. Let's go. Number 2, harsh black over the new neutrals. For years, harsh black felt like the safe, foolproof choice. Goes with everything, hides everything, right? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Black can create a stark, heavy contrast against mature skin tones that ages the whole look rather than softening it. This is exactly why the fashion world has quietly shifted toward what stylists are now calling the new neutrals for 2026 taupe, slate, and espresso. Softer, warmer, genuinely more flattering. They photograph beautifully, and they blend seamlessly with almost everything already hanging in your closet. And here's the pro-level trick I want you to actually remember, because it's the one detail that separates put together from polished. Tonal matching. When your shoes sit close in color to your trousers or hemline, you create one uninterrupted visual line from waist to floor, no harsh break, no visual stop sign at your ankle. Just one long, lengthening silhouette. Tell me honestly in the comments, are you a diehard black shoe loyalist, or have you already made the switch to the new neutrals? I want to know exactly where this audience stands, because it's going to shape what I cover next. One more thing worth knowing here, the new neutrals aren't just softer, they're smarter. Taupe and espresso sit closer to the natural undertones already in your skin and hair, which is exactly why they photograph so well and why they feel less harsh in person too. Black doesn't do that. It sits completely outside your natural palette, which is part of why it can create that stark, aging contrast we talked about. It's not that black is times bad. It's just working against you a little more than you realized. And now, the number one mistake, the one that ties every single thing we've talked about together, and the one that once you fix it, changes your entire relationship with your shoe closet. Number one, having no footwear capsule strategy. Here it is. The biggest mistake of all, and it's not really about any times one time shoe. It's about having no times strategy times behind the shoes you own. Most closets are packed with shoes that were impulse buys, hand-me-downs, or just-in-case purchases, and none of them are working together. That's the real aging factor. Not one bad pair. A times lack of intention times across the whole collection. Here's the fix, and it's simpler than you'd expect. Start by identifying which of the 5 mistakes we just covered are physically sitting in your closet right now. You don't need a purge that stresses you out. Just start noticing. Awareness alone solves half of this. Then, invest forward into what I call hybrid shoes pieces that bridge technical athletic comfort with elevated office-appropriate polish. One pair that takes you from a coffee date to a lunch meeting to an evening out without a single compromise on how your feet feel by hour 8. That's the real 2026 shift in mature women's footwear. Fewer pairs, higher versatility, sharper intention. When you're shopping for one of these hybrid pieces, here's a simple checklist to run through before you buy. Does it have a streamlined sole, not a chunky one? Is the toe almond-shaped, not square or bubble? Does it have some form of arch support built in, even subtly? Is the finish polished rather than distressed? And does the color fall into that new neutral family rather than harsh black? If a single shoe checks all 5 of those boxes, you've essentially solved 5 of today's 6 mistakes in one purchase. That's the kind of shopping efficiency that actually matters when you're building a capsule instead of just accumulating shoes. And don't skip maintenance shoe trees. Proper storage, resoling before it's too late. A $5 shoe tree can genuinely extend the life and the look of your favorite pair by years. Keeping structure intact is what keeps polished from slowly collapsing into worn out. If you want a genuinely useful exercise, try this tonight. Pull every single pair of shoes out of your closet and lay them on the bed. Not to judge yourself, just to actually see what you own all at once, instead of hidden away in a rack. Most women who do this tell me the same thing. They had no idea how many pairs were duplicates of the same mistake in different colors. 3 pairs of flats, 2 pairs of chunky sneakers, 1 good pair they never wear because it pinches. Once you can see the pattern, the fix becomes obvious and honestly a little bit freeing. So here's your ranked recap. Worst to best. Number 6, ditch the heavy lug soles. Number 5, retire the square and bubble toes for a soft almond shape. Number 4, swap the flat pancake shoe for a hidden wedge loafer. Number 3, choose polished or satin over dull, distressed matte. Number 2, lean into the new neutrals over harsh black. And number 1, the big one, stop buying shoes at random and start building an intentional, versatile capsule. 6 mistakes, 1 transformed silhouette. And genuinely, once you fix even 2 or 3 of these, people will ask what's different about you, and they won't be able to put their finger on it. That's the magic of getting the small details right. Okay, if this just made you rethink your entire shoe rack, that's exactly what I wanted. And I want to be really clear about something before we wrap up. None of this is about throwing money at your closet or chasing a trend that'll be irrelevant in 6 months. It's about understanding times why, times certain small choices read as polished and others read as dated. Because once you understand the why, you stop needing a video like this for every single decision. You start seeing it yourself. In every store, every closet clean out, every outfit you put together from now on. That's the actual goal here. Comment which number was your biggest mistake, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. I'm genuinely going through every single comment on this one. And I already have next week's video idea forming based on what you tell me. If you've been on the fence about subscribing, this is your sign. I'm Jennifer, this is Stylish 60 Plus, and every single week I'm breaking down exactly this kind of detail, the small, overlooked choices quietly aging or elevating your entire look. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. And if this helped you even a little, tap like right now. It genuinely helps more women your age discover this channel, and it costs you nothing. Because here's the truth. Style after 60 was never about chasing trends. It's about knowing which small details are working times for times you, and which ones are quietly working against you. And there is so much more of this coming: wardrobe mistakes, color theory, the details nobody else in this space is talking about yet. You will not want to miss it. So subscribe to Stylish 60 Plus, turn on that notification bell, and I will see you in the very next video where we're tackling the wardrobe mistake even sneakier than this one. Stay sharp, stay chic, and I'll see you soon.